right on time. I'm here. Just checking out a few things. I mean, there are a couple of things we got to do, although we have to admit it is not so much going on right now. It is, well, with those big finals, usually that had been the end of the season, they didn't schedule any other games, usually. And same seems to be here. Still, we got some action. With Corona, everything is different right now. And I got a couple of things written down here that we could possibly do. Of course, you wish to find some good bets. Usually, well, that should be the keen matter here in this stream. I understand, but we have to do some work around it. Yeah, diary, Abi. I'm sorry that I lost you yesterday. I was getting to the answers, but then you left already. Is that right? I couldn't see you anymore in the chat. You asked about the table. Okay, I mean, I could start with that, of course. What I was doing here was updating the miscellaneous bets. That's what I've done today. But we can, of course, as well. Well, first of all, was that your question? Actually, to explain this table, these bets here. I mean, actually, I think I did explain it, but I actually wanted to upgrade the screenshot as well. Actually, I've done that, but I don't know why I could do it again. But well, the proposals I'm giving here, we focus right now. We focus just on the main bets that computer and market are also big enough to get some action going, and we do not want to bet on corners or stuff like that. First half, I don't know, I could do that, but actually there's no real benefit. As soon as we find I mean, if you bet first half or something like that, we could check there if you would have some bigger edge somewhere. But if they make mistakes there. But as soon as we have a bet on a halftime, then we usually also would have a bet on the whole game. And so why should we split that? It makes no sense. Actually, we would prefer to have just bets in which the intention of on the pitch, within the game, they go along with what we need. So usually best is we have a team, we have regular league football, and we have a team and we want them to win and they want to win. And that's it. And so then we can be certain if we win the bet, they are happy. If we don't win the bet, they are unhappy. As soon as we start with the Asian handicaps, we have the problem already in some sense that sometimes they do not go along. As soon as the handicap is bigger than one goal, a team might lose by one goal or by more than one goal, and they don't care to concede the second. So their needs does not go along or does not fully go along with our needs. So that's not such a good bet. Or we have to do that, but it's the perfect situation is if we have bets on the side and go along with it. All the bets I'm giving here are Asian lines, so I'm just giving sides and over-under. This problem with the over-under is the same that I just described. if you want an over or something, and it's 2-0 for a side also, and they just want to, and you're waiting for the third goal. So they are just happy to waste some time. They go to the corner flag. They try to they exchange some players. Also, they just try to kill time. And you're waiting for the third goal. So you say, well, would you please go forward or hurry up a bit? We want one more goal. But they don't care for your bet. So then it is also not such a good bet. Still, we are just betting on the stats more or less. And the goal line market is pretty big. And it means usually they all play football and they all try to score goals. Of course, they also try to avoid conceding. But we have over and under the same. About the same. There's no real tendency that the computer wants more over or more under. You have to put up, if you go for over under, that sometimes, watching football is not this much fun anymore. So if you start to watch a game and you want an under, you could rather say, well, could you speed up a bit? Maybe I come back after 65 minutes and hopefully it's still 0-0 or something like that. But who wants to watch a game of football and then say, no goal, please, no goal, I don't want a goal. So, but still we have to do that because we are betting on value, we are betting on stats, we are betting on our figures. So we have a mixture here of goal line bets, over under, and on sides. The sides are usually the one that are more fun, but of course market is stronger there as well. You have to understand, or everyone has to try to understand at least, that if you want to go for a side, usually every bookmaker or everyone in market who's taking part there, he has an idea of what the price should be. For the over-under, no one knows. Mentor. Yeah, I searched for over 2 Asian for 2-team parlay like Djurgården against Gothenburg. Yeah, well, we okay, if you do remember such games, I don't know which one you referred to. Vorstehende, I don't know. If anyone does understand English. But I'm just sticking to this now, doing an English stream. First of all, I think everyone should get used to or be used to that English is actually the major language. If you want to address more people or find more followers and so on, they all do it in English. There are Swedish guys or from India or from anywhere around the world, and what they do is speak English. Germany is actually, it may be one of the big industrial countries or something like that, but if they are from Sweden, Finland, from anywhere around the world, they would all just speak English. And that's why I want, first of all, I want to address a few more people, and I would like to have, of course, at least one stream a week. I would prefer to make them all in English. If here are just always the same couple of people tuning in, of course I could go back to German, but why would I? Everyone has to put up with it. Mentor 8. We still remember, but I'm still into the answering the question from Diary, I don't know, AB, from yesterday. So first of all, in these bets, this is just a screenshot here, so I can't really mark anything. My bet for today, Djurgården Gothenburg over 2. Why just over 2? Does it mean 2.5 or? I'm searching for the second one for the parlay. Okay, what is a parlay? I don't really know. I heard the word. To make some money. Well, What is over 2? I mean, would that be over 2.5 or? Because we just stick to the Asian lines. Okay, now when you see those weekend bets here, okay, I can turn these off and rather maybe explain it here a bit better. I mean, we should welcome the new ones here, and of course everyone that heard that already. Sometimes it makes some sense also to repeat that for one's own understanding. So here I could possibly show it a bit better. I wanted to go to these miscellaneous bets here maybe a bit later. I don't even know about the game. Gothenburg, yeah, they take on Djurgården. I've written them all down here. Djurgården, Gothenburg, minus half a goal. I have a pass here. Djurgården would be the only idea to go Djurgården over. No indication, no nothing. Anyway, I have to try and repeat that. If you see a team here in red, okay, the Diary AB, that's the team we bet on. If we have this is the side repeated here. That's the bet on home side. It's a 1 here. Then it's red. Over is blue, under is green. So usually, then you can always bet on these sides that are given in red. Although you do neither get this line, nor will you most likely get this price. It's not the same price, of course. But if we bet them here, Shimizu, then they got half a goal, a quarter of a goal here, sorry. And of course that's the Asian way of betting. So in case of a draw, because we get quarter of a goal, we have a half unit 1. Because a draw is if the line were plus 1/2, half a goal plus 0.5, then it would be full win. If it were a 0 line, which we also find from time to time here, they did win Dundee, but in case of a draw, we would have had our money back. And we will find here half wins, half losses, full wins, full losses, and sometimes a 0, because we just get the money back. We had FC Tokyo, draw no bet, means in case of a draw we get the money back. That is what happened. It was a 0-0, so we got our money back. If it's here given in red, then you can still bet it as well at the European market. You will have a different price. You will have a better price, of course, because you don't get this refund possibility. So you maybe get 2.7 or maybe even more, 3.0 or something like that. I didn't check it. Okay, and in a train, so maybe I can't hear you anymore. Just to inform you. Oh, very sad. Very sad. To quickly go through the bets we have here. I mean, we could check all those indications here, or all the teams we go for at the European market as well. And actually, it would be, well, not just fun. It would be something I would actually recommend in some sense. And we were trying to get one. Don Meteor, good morning. We could possibly someone work out the price. We tried to make one system bet the one day, and it was actually a very good bet. We still didn't win it. 95th minute, there was a there was a goal in La Coruña. It Fuenlabrada and so on. But anyway, it wouldn't have been huge wins, but still they were good bets. But here are 15 proposals for the sites that I got here. And And if we could make a system bet of these, someone had to write down the prices. Soccer Home most likely is still asleep, I guess. Can I check my chat here? Who's actually here right now? I mean, maybe it's a poor time. 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. But 15 bets, then we could bet something like 5 out of 15, 4 out of 15. That would just be perfect, right? With some very small amount of money. That's 15, it's telling me here. But we do not get any of these prices because those are the most balanced lines anyway. But here we got very, very odd lines. So if we want to bet Hamilton to win, we get +1 goal here. So we needed at least something like, I got that same thing here in 34B, but just to prove you that we could check that as well, that we have the true prices here, so to say, down to which price we could bet that. And that is what this is telling us here. Okay, that's the Motherwell Hibernian, and here we see the true price would be 5.17. So anything above that would, in the opinion of the computer, and of course I share this opinion more or less because these are my prices and it's my baby here that's doing this compilation. But everything that's above 517 should be a good bet. Of course we can check that as well, because also SBO, my poor bookmaker here, does have prices for that. But actually I was bringing up the Chinese league, but which I was trying to do with you as well today to get some action at least. But the combination, the system bet that I propose would also be a fine idea actually. But here we see that we get 5.608. So this is more than 517 that I just said. So usually if you can bet the side at a +1, then you can also bet the straight win. You do understand that, right? It is usually the same thing, right? You can bet them, and of course you win this rarely, this one, but if you win it 1 in 5 games, that's what the computer more or less says, then you still have more money than before. And but of course you have to accept if you lose it 10 times in a row, because the probability for that is not this low, but maybe you win it twice in a row afterwards. So anyway, it is okay. And okay, that's okay, explaining a few things, checking out if someone does this work. Actually we needed at least a Soccer Home for that, and most likely he's not around. I didn't see him in the chat, and I accept that very well because he's working late night usually. We could, I don't know, someone had to do the work and write down the prices and also have the chance to bet somewhere. I mean, Soccer Home did that, but we needed to have an account somewhere so we could start betting at some bookmaker that has decent prices for the games I'm proposing here. Anyway, I wanted to show you something different before that. And if you say, okay, it's a bit boring, it's a bit too much, I have to analyze, I have to study, and so on. But the money does not grow on trees. We have to do some work, and we have to check it. And if you do not do that together with me, then I have to do it to myself and then tell you the results, and you may profit from that. But it's also partly a support that I'm getting here,
because of course for me it's also sometimes a bit boring. I have to check this. I'm used to all that, and then it's getting boring. But if I have you around here, then we check a bet or so, and then you leave a comment or something like that, and then we can discuss it maybe, and it's more fun, and you may profit, and that's what I hope. Anyway, and here actually my betting stats are updated right now. We got plus 7.57 units. I mean, of course, we can make this one bigger for a second. Okay, you see the development. I mean, there are some ups and downs, of course, and there's never, you know, when would you have a break, or when would you, of course, if a season is over or something like that. It's not happening right now because the seasons are actually, or the campaigns, or whatever the proper word would be, but they are mixing with each other, and that's and then Sweden, Norway they usually play the over the year, and the others play from August to May or something like that. So anyway, there's no clear cut right now. So at which point, I mean, we are working every day, and we try to get decent results and find decent bets and have a decent quality and so on, and still the results are you know, it's somewhere that's a matter of I mean, if we have a decent quality, it is fine first of all, but still then we still need, well, we don't need too much of bad luck or whatever that is. I mean, what I was trying to show in these bets here, in these stats, I have been updating the miscellaneous bets, and I have evaluated them. And this is something that, I mean, we do not have to worry too much right now. But right now, there had been a couple of games that I cannot evaluate because I don't even get this game stats. And if I get them, they are just very, poor match stats, more or less. It doesn't do us any good if we would use them. But the ones that I could evaluate, and there are many of them, that I entered the stats the way that I showed you already, and usually we are very, very red here in this column, and so we just didn't make any good bets, really. They had all been terrible. Here we have a very, very terrible mean value, which means we just have the wrong sides. If this is, I mean, this one is bigger than that, it means anyway we got bad bets, if you understand that. I mean, market has been right, and it has even been more right than right. So we are on the wrong side of bad. I don't know. This is what these 50 bets here, 51 bets here tell us. I checked those with the system I explained to you. But here we got the last match days from Italy and Spain and so on in, and usually, well, you can't get those right. So just that had been terrible. Although some of them were good, we still lost them. But here we get, as soon as this value is red, it's not a good bet. If it's very, very black, I mean, it's +1. This was a terrible one because we had over 2 and Valencia were crushing, but there was a red card in that one. So we should have won it. They couldn't convert any of their huge chances, at least to make it the 1-1 of their total. But of course, if there's one exception or here or there an exception, it doesn't prove a lot. We have just been wrong here. And we have been even on, I mean, if it were minus 0.33 and here 0.33, then it would just mean market is right. You are wrong. Okay. If I'm on the bad side, even here on the other side of bad, I don't know, then this most likely is bad luck. But it also means, it tells us here we had been really lucky because we are still winning. And you must not forget, sometimes I was talking about the other bets, the regular ones, and they were really going down for a while. And then you say, well, why are you betting this, and why bother with Japan or Norway? Wait for the other leagues. But there we had some excellent quality, and then we didn't really win. And now we have some terrible quality, and we are winning there. So just to make you understand that this is, there are so many ways of so many people that just bet around, and then they get a good run, a bad run also, then they think now they understand also. We need much bigger sample, but we are right into it. So we are not doing paper betting here. This is some real money, but still, I'm for the stream. I'm taking this down 1 unit per game and so on. But usually we needed to confirm this on paper more or less for maybe 1 whole year or something like that. We are not doing that because we got I got 30 years experience, so I can say, well, let's have a look, and it's going okay, and we can trust this system. But here we got the reverse of this more or less, because the quality, I still didn't make it work here that I can see the percentage. Of course I could in many ways. That's 64% good bets, but this is way too much. But in the miscellaneous we may have been unlucky, and there we have a real bad quality. In the sense of quality, we may have been unlucky. It just happens. I mean, sometimes you you pick a game and your team are performing or they aren't. It just happens because it's everything in the air. It's a matter of fate sometimes, or who knows? We all do not know. But they have a bad day, something like that. Some bad thing happens, as happened here in the Guangzhou Evergrande, the game that I watched for 90 minutes, when we even won half a unit, but and even the under that was a very good bet, but we lost half of it. But the bad one we won, the good one we lost because there were no goals in it. But that was a red card, for example, and then sometimes it's twisting things around, and you can't foresee all those things. There are so many possibilities. And so we may have been unlucky in the selections here as well. We do not know. It just but it's we have to know and understand that those figures are also undergoing some weird chaos principle, whatever. It's just things are happening, and still the results do not necessarily go along with the stats by any means. Which is never the case. I checked the if you wish to know. Here now I updated this. Now we see the quality had been bad. We still have been winning. So you see that all those things happen. So I can turn this one off. And what was the one I was trying to show? Oh yeah, here, this one. And because I was talking about the Inter, who was here, but now you may not be able to see that so well, but I can make it bigger once again. We have this Sevilla Inter. When I said, my impression was that Inter at some point took over a bit. Here, this more or less confirms once again what I said about the game, or the football itself, or at this level, or whatever you want to, because it was not a game of many chances. Those are stats that are below average in all areas, more or less, right? So we have a low-scoring game, Of course, it started with a penalty, and they equalized, and some set pieces they scored from, and the game instantly got underway, and they all liked it, and they say, "What nice football!" But actually, we had a low scoring game. But if they score the goals, so what? I mean, who's talking about low scoring, no chances? They take their chances, but actually they should have better defenders, also better goalkeepers. Or so anyway, this is based on the standard conversion rate, as I was mentioning again and again. But taking this, the amount of shots on goal, this is below average, 23. The average should be at least 25 or something. 5-5 is pretty close to average, but 1-2 corners is way below average, because that should be around 10 corners per game. Crosses, that's 27, that's way below average, which should be like 34, at least 35, something like that. So you see, in all areas, that's why computer says it's been a low scoring game. If we would have gone for the over, which some of you may have done, then you won it, and then you can still say, well, I had a good bet, and you put up with it. We would have to say it was a bad one. We should have gone for the under. We would have lost the under. So what would we do? We were happy that we just set a pass, because actually we would prefer not to have bad bets. And here the under would have been a good one. Then we would have had a lost bet, which is also not what we really tried to get. I mean, lose bets. So have a good bet and lose it, or have a bad bet and win it. Of course, you would always say bad bets and win them, but you won't succeed in the long run with it. With its strategy, but you don't know in advance, right? Anyway, I was trying to get bet, but also it confirms here that Sevilla just were good. The impression, of course, there were many phases or something like that in the game when you could say it could go this way, that way, they took over, but in the end it was just Sevilla with a small plus, with a small edge, so they did deserve it a bit more. Okay, that's so much for that. And what was it we actually wanted to do? Well, this China, there is a kickoff in 1.5 hours, I would say. And we could check, but actually computer was not doing so well with this league, and it means we had been last week, as I said, we did win a little bit, but we didn't have good bets. We had 4 bets, and one of them was good, and 3 had been bad. So that's actually also not winning is always fine, but we should start having good bets. Okay, here are the prices. I've written that down. We could compare that. Tangentera against... are they still the same? Can you see that here? 196. Oh yeah, it went down. It had been 2.03. But I have to compare, of course, with my prices. And those you see, first of all, we could check here in this one. Where do I put it? We still would love to be able to read a bit. I mean, should we forget about the stats here? This record here. Okay. And Paris, Bayern. I was doing what is it? But we just saw that we shouldn't have Marcel X 180 Paris Bayern easy 5+. We had another one with 5 goals yesterday, and there were just 2.34 goals in this one. I would very, very much disadvise to make a bet. But I shouldn't give any advices for these games. Just go ahead, do whatever you like, and it was not the one that I wanted to bring up here. I'm just a bit confused right now about these many goals. Okay, everyone wants goals in Europe, and we had yesterday, who was making this live bet? Over after the 3-2 for Sevilla, and actually there were no. I'm doing okay in general. Here we see the plus 0.25 line. That's 179. It is a dropping price, and it is indicated. So that's some good news. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go with Tianjin Teda, but we have to check, of course, with the Chinese Super League prices from the new system. This is pretty confusing here. Where's this game? Tianjin Teda. Oh man, this is a bit too much here for me. Tianjin Teda. This is not the stats we need. We need these here. Tianjin Teda. Oh, the new system. Do you see that? That is ridiculous. This is really weird. I mean, if there's such a difference between old and new, actually the I mean, did I make a mistake here in something? This is really weird. Do you see that? I can check that quickly. Hang on a second. Tianjin Teda. It says 16.84. Oh, that's massive. High expected, yeah, 16.9.63. Yeah, those are the right values here. So it sees a pretty heavy well, I can't explain that really. It does look really, really weird. But we can't do anything then, of course, because this is just silly, mad. But such huge deviations. Actually, we have the chance, starting from this week. What do you say about this now? You would say now, throw your computer, bin your computer away, throw it away. Because this is just mad. But we can check this time. We can check for the first time. We can check these this table here. So who deserved what, or who played how well? 5 games played. So it's not that reliable yet. Well, what is reliable? But we can at least check if something is going wrong with Tianjin Teda. They got a single point only. That's why they think they are so bad. Okay, I understand. But I said Qingdao are actually the worst team, and here you see. This is confirming that. I noticed, and I think this is my ranking as well. Qingdao are the worst side. Do you see that? That's terrible efforts. 2.33 points they should have won. They are by far the worst side. And of course, any stats I'm looking up from now. But you see here, usually in the lower half of the table, those sides are green. We should wish to bet Shanghai SCPG. They are playing today as well, I think. And we should go against the ones that are red at the lower end of the table, lower half. And this means, I mean, at least the new system has some very good reason to go with Tianjin Teda. And I think I'm gonna change my mind, and we should go with Tianjin, because this is a typical game of our to our liking. A team that are bottom of the table and they are playing some decent football. And even better if they play someone that are winning plenty of points, more or less, for draws, okay, but they are no good. They are no good at all. Look at that, what they should have had and conceded. I'm really looking forward to this game right now, because that's more or less ideal. And if I would have checked that before, then I may even have adjusted new systems prices. You know, sometimes I just do let the computer do the work, and of course the computer notices as well. They are winning some points, they are drawing their games, and so on. But the much better side. Yeah, that's very good. Oh, Tianjin had been indicated. That's silly what I said. Okay, it's absolutely silly what I said. I thought, yeah. Okay, I'm totally wrong. 2.0. That's excellent. Tianjin Teda. I was wrong. I mean, it is the right side indicated already, and it's even clearly more indicated in the new system. So everything is fine. I mean, I was just confused. I mean, that of course, the big advantage that the new system finds here still sounds a bit very, very weird, I have to say, right? This is a bit for miscellaneous, right? For sure. I mean, we are not into why would we start? I mean, we did have some decent results last time, but they were based on bad bets. So why should we then change our mind? Now this is what other people would do. They say, okay, good results, so this is our league, go ahead. We had some bad evaluations and some bad bets. If we win them, okay, fine, very good, okay, we take the money. But we should not conclude from there that we are doing well. It's the wrong conclusion. Plus 0.25, 2.0, I take this one down. It is a miscellaneous, that's what Soccer Home usually did. That's a confirmed miscellaneous bet. This one for sure. Now we're gonna check the Beijing Guan against Shanghai. And I'm really, with this table right now showing us what the teams deserved. This is, I start to feel more comfortable, and that's what I also proposed or was telling you early on. After 5 match days, we can start looking at this table. That's the same that we've done in Japan. We are not doing well in Japan at all, but of course the quality maybe here or there, ups and downs, but the results had not been any good. But we still keep going because we got very good. Ja, komm mal her. Now you can see my son. First time. This is my son, David. And when we brought him to the English-speaking kindergarten, then I said, this is David. Then they asked, because it was English-speaking, then they asked, well, is it David or is it David? Well, I'm not so sure. He's mainly Italian, so he's Davide. Actually, when he was born, there was still Dado Prusho. Do you remember the Croatian? His mother is Croatian. And Dado Prusho, do you remember him from Monaco against La Coruña 8-2 for 6 goals? How many goals did he score? Dado Prusho, when they reached the final in 2004. I think he was 2 years old then. So that's where he got his nickname from our part, Dado. Okay, Veggie Arbeit, very good. David, wo gehst du hin? You're right, very good. I mean, what makes me get excited? I mean, we may have a good bet. We may, whether or not we win it. I mean, let's check the next one. Beijing Guan against Shanghai SIPG. And we can check the true prices here. I didn't look at all up to now, so it's the first time. And where are my Asian handicap lines here? Okay, 0 is the right line, 2.02, 1.97. So I've written down here 2.07. Is it still the valid, this price? No, 2.03. So it would be the same thing here. We could go with, in some sense, with Beijing Guan. I mean, this is just even. But let's check the new system, and then let's check the table. How well did they play? So maybe it's a goner. It's we forget about it. But we can at least check it. Okay, so this new system does agree. So we have 2.02, we have a bit lower. So I can write down first of all, or well, in brackets more or less. But now we check the table, right? This is what we gotta do. And how well did they play? Oh, they are first. So we do not really want them. But I know the table is not the proper one because they got these two groups. But we don't care so much. You see that? We don't want Beijing Guan. I mean, heads off to Market, who spotted that. And I was pretty sure already, because I noticed when I enter the results and the stats, I noticed already, because I was saying that yesterday or somewhere in the stream, because I didn't see the totals here, but I saw that Beijing Guan as well as Guangzhou Evergrande did not play well at all. So Market is simply right. We accept that. No bet. Pass. Very good. And that's actually what I was hoping for. And we just confirm Market. And we have to, heads off to Market. Because they are top in the table. They are third place. They are 2 points better. Better goal difference. Oh no, that's +6, +7. Okay. Meaningless. But they also had been second last year. And so the Shanghai had been third only. So Market is very good there. So we are happy we don't have a bet. Now Tianjin went up again. Well, okay, it came from 2.03, so 1.94 right now. Anyway, we have this 2.0, that's the one we take down. We want to check the goal lines first, or would we prefer to check the other two games? They are tomorrow or even on Monday. They also left the Champions League final, so no games. They play actually every day in China, but the Champions League final they skip, although they got completely different kickoff times. I don't know if they do it for that reason. So everyone is waiting at home. Champions League final in Europe. Oh, that's great. No, we don't play football today. We wait for the final. I don't know. Okay, we should bet the over. Check the over under, and we're gonna do that in this way. Yeah, well, it is actually. Well, this shoveling around from windows and stuff, and now you can't read it and so on. But we have to do this work right now. Asian goal lines, okay, go up, grow. And now we got the game of Tianjin Teda against Qingdao. Right. But what are the other two? Okay, that's 7th match day. I know, I understand. They play every day, and so match day 5 It's over. Next day, match day 6 starts. Now match day 6 is gonna be finished today. Match day 7 starts, but not tomorrow for the Champions League final. Anyway, 2.75. Here's our game. 2.75. That's Tianjin Teda Qingdao. That's 184. That's the true price. Could only be confirmed if the new system thinks there is a better chance for goals or there are more goals. I don't think so, because old and new up to now they had been, well, they didn't, 2.88, and that's the totals it says here, and here it says 3.07. So no over at all, no under, nothing. What did I say right now? Oh no, 184. That was wrong. No. The old system would suggest an over, and the new system says no, thank you. So this is a pass. But I don't think we find any over-under in this league. But we're gonna check. 2.75. Here it says no. This would be an under. We have to check with the new system then. 2.75. True price is 178. No, we don't have an over. 2.75. What is the over? Currently 2. Oh, okay, that's even more. But it's not enough. I can check the true price if you wish to. I can check that with the 2.88 goals, but it's not gonna work. And actually, we don't want this much contradiction. But it's not gonna work out anyway. I know this because I've studied these things often enough. Okay, the true price is 2.03. Well, we would just be on the true price, actually, and we can check the performance here. Well, the performance would even confirm. Well, okay, now I said it's not a bet. If you say 2.03, it's a what is it called? It's a maybe. It's an even bet. You can do that one for free. Okay, so if it's 2.03, you can confirm it, because we got the performance on our side, if you see that here, and we got the true price. No, that we are talking about Tianjin Teda, right? That one was against us. Sorry, that one is against us very slightly, but it's enough to call it a day. We're gonna pass it. I was wrong. I was checking this one. Here we have an under, and this performance would not be enough to cover. And I think it's kind of a top game. But we have to compare that. Beijing Guan, 2.46, so that's an under. That one is for sure. Because this is once again, we have this phenomena of a top sides meeting. I thought we don't have that's 161 and 178, and I've written down 198. So give me the price for the under. We have the phenomena of top sides meeting, when sometimes this is a bit neutralizing the even if there were some goals in their games before, but the defensives are okay, then people think they can score those many goals, but that's because they scored. But they meet the stronger defensive. They may have scored 12-6, that we saw that here, 12-6, and they conceded just 4 goals. So the more important thing is actually that the defensives are good, right? But I mean, this is 10 goals. This is like conceding 1 per game. But still, of course, that's not telling the whole story. Here you see what they expected to concede and what they should have conceded. Right? So they are lower values than these. Of course, that can tell us as well, okay, they are not so good defensively because they conceded the goals they shouldn't have conceded. But I would rather say, okay, calm down, it's just 5 games now and they conceded a couple of goals. Okay, but actually their defensive had not been so stable, but they still should have just conceded 4. They didn't play well, that's what we said. So they had been worse than expected. But they actually had been better than expected, still conceded 4. I mean, it is an under, okay? 184. It's still enough. Yeah, it's still enough. If it's 184, it's still enough for an under. Miscellaneous under in Shanghai. Maybe I made an under 3. No, under 3, that's fine. But why not under 2.75? I mean, we found an under. At least we have a bet here. Miscellaneous, we stick to that. But we did find a bet. We have tangent theta, and we have the under in Beijing 1 against Shanghai SIPG. Right? I need the tick here. Even more, 2.09. Well, that's amazing, but doesn't sound so good if we go for rising prices. But I can't be too sure because SBO is not really. We take the 2.75 line. I would suggest, but I don't mind really. I mean, it makes no difference. It usually makes no difference. We could work out. The computer would say us this one is the better bet, and Soccer Home usually did do this work when we were doing the business together. But I'm not you know, it's too much other things that are important. This one is not so important. Either we have an under or we don't. And this is what the computer, those small differences also, they may all just be pure fantasy. We do not know, right? Under 2.75, just need a tick here. And now we get Henan, very good. Okay. Veggie Harvard, thanks a lot. And now we got match day 7 as well. And why would we hang on a second, I have to bring this one up. Match day 7, because now we got these 2 games going. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, here we go. And there are Henyan Yanye are playing against. Well, the problem is I have to bring back up this file. Henan Yanye. I've written down plus 0.5, 178. I have no idea yet, and this is the moment that sometimes is still for me a bit tense or exciting. Do we have a bet here? Because I didn't check it at all. That's 199 2.0. That's right in the middle. I mean, not in the middle, but 2.02 is the price we get. 2.0. Oh yeah, so we could consider Shanghai Shenhua. Okay, 2.0, 2.02. This is no margin at all, but still it's the one miscellaneous. Yeah, that's right. It is the side we could check. And if we compare now, China 7th match day. Man, it takes an hour to make a single bet, right? What was the one? 1.31, 1.75. So this one is lower than this, right? The old system just marginally like it. The new one says no, thank you. So that's a very, very clear and clean pass. Very happy with that, because first of all, we are very close to market, what it thinks, and I don't think I've done any adjustments here or something like that. It's just what the computer does, and we are into the Chinese league that we don't know at all. And now we find the computer, well, more or less is always around markets, lines and prices. Maybe in the first one we had tangent theta, there was a small, well, there was some kind of deviation, but we actually found the reason for that, because the one side they had been playing well, the others had been playing well. Terrible. One had been playing well, others terrible. The one collected some points, the others didn't. So we understand why a new system thinks, well, they are good, they are no good, and market says the other way around. They are bottom of the table, they are no good. But we found the reason, but still there was some pretty huge deviation. But usually We are very close to market. Okay, Jiangsu Suning. Okay, they played a good game but lost it last time. Hang on. I thought I heard someone shouting my name. Okay, -1. Well, I shouldn't argue this much before we see the next game. And there we see that actually we would have an indication on Shenzhen. And we have to try and check and confirm this one by the new system. This is 192, no. Yeah, this is the one. Because it's so confusing that the match day split here, more or less, right? Between these two. But 192, 124, and the new system does confirm this clearly, because it says Jiangsu has a smaller edge, much smaller edge. Do we want that? This we have to check in this table. And can you remember the names? I can't. I have to look them up. I know now Jiangsu Suning because I saw them playing. Here you see that I may have underrated them, 6.87, but 8.13 is still okay. That's okay. So I underrated them, and actually I heard that from the commentary as well during the game that actually these two should not have any problem. But it was more or less, I guess, based on that they had 10 points, right? Before they lost to Guangzhou Evergrande. Anyway, we want +1 on Shenzhen. What is Shenzhen? Where are they? No idea. Down here. Okay, very good. We want them. Definitely. I mean, here we made a small error. Okay, they had been better than expected. That's fine. They still collected too many points. They lost the last one. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. It's sad for them or whatever because they were the better side. But for a red card, they were outplayed in the early stages. But we have a side here that's actually not even really worse. If they are worse, it's not by a margin. So they must have produced some decent stats. We rely on that. Of course, if I enter some bad figures, but usually it's not the case, I would say. So we have a very good reason to go with Shenzhen. That's the one for Monday, right? Because I have +1, 177. You can also take the 0.75 line. Give me the price. There is a bet on Shenzhen. I mean, that's exactly what I was looking forward to, that at some point 1.98. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. I mean, we can always check the true price, but I know this from experience that there's no worry at all about this, right? That's Shenzhen. Okay, that's this one here. Plus 0.75. 189 is the true price. 189. And we have the margin from the new system, right? Okay, 189 is the true price. We get 198, so we have a bet anyway, but the new system does confirm because it's even lower on Shenzhen, and the table does confirm perfectly well for our needs. I mean, that's the best we can get so far. So this is a bet as well on Shenzhen. It's a miscellaneous Shenzhen. And now we check the goal lines, right? Do that same thing that we did. Okay, Henan. Did we? I'm so confused by the 7-6 match day and so on. So that's a 176. It says once again could be an over. Okay, now we compare with a new system. I mean, we didn't have an over yet, right? No, we just had one under. It would be fine, okay, if we had a. Now this is the game, right? This is the 2.88. I checked the wrong one because, well, I'm getting confused. This is match day 6. Tianjin Teda. No, I don't want Tianjin. I want Henan Sunya. What about Henan Yanya? Sorry. Okay, another. That's 3.06. Is this enough? 3.18, 3.06. It says Shanghai Xinhua. Okay, fine. It says over 2.75, 186. It is on the spot, so this is the price we get, at least the one that I noted here. And we check the performance, of course. That's minus 0.03, so that would not be enough. Why should we hustle here with these performance minus? Well, it's a very, very low performance, but we actually don't have an edge here. All we could do is maybe check we check and check and check, and then in the end we find another bet. And why would we wish to? Henan, Yanya, we have to compare these four values if they are possibly an oversight or something like that. And we have to check Shanghai, Shenhua, Greenland here. Here they are. These figures, do you see that what I'm doing? Yes, you do. 7.6, no, they are an under. They are clearly an under. And Henan maybe very, very slightly. No, it's not enough for an over. You see that what I mean? If I expected them 6.4 and this is 5.28, this is more of an under. 7.34 you can compare with this or compare with this, and this is also an under, because in all areas it's going down. And in Henan this may be slightly an over. These figures may indicate slightly an over. We could still accept that, but here it would be taken back more or less by this one goal. Here it's still a small plus maybe of half a goal, but here it's rather a minus of 1.5 goals. So we have minus of 1 goal and we have no real indication, so we have a pass. No real indication means very, very low, small margin only, okay? So this is not a bet. This one is fine, right? Shenzhen is very good, plus 0.75. And now we check the last one, the Yangsu Suning over, and it once again tends to an over. We have another minus performance, which is marginal, but we only have 5 match games. We have another same kind of indication, 178. If you add this to the price, 178 true price plus 0.09, because it's the wrong way against us, it's 1.87, so this is already above the true price. And if we compare these prices here, maybe, I don't know yet, but that's a clear under. 259, I don't even need to check that. So there's contradiction more or less in the computer, so we are not having a bet there. But we found this one under, which does make some sense, not saying that it's going to come or happen or anything, but it does make some sense by all the comparison we did. And okay, so actually we've done this work. If we would do this for every league coming up, we can't do it like that, because it's just too much work. I have to write it down before and then maybe check it quickly. I don't know yet. We have France starting. I was begging you not to tell me the result. I was right that once again we had a corona cases, some in Marseille and so on, and so they
they exchanged the games. So it did Bordeaux play, but I heard it in the news before I could see the pictures or so. So then I didn't want to watch it anymore. It was a 0-0 draw. So they swapped the kickoffs again around. That's a bit silly right now, because I would rather hopefully be able to rely on the kickoff times I'm getting, and if they are shoveled around, and all those corona cases also make me worry every other day, because I'm too afraid of another lockdown, because we have in all leagues more or less now some cases, and also Atletico was against Leipzig. There were 2 cases, and so they are everywhere around. And another lockdown would be really, really sad. I mean, I wish we wouldn't have to check. I mean, we have Belgium playing. What about Belgium? But actually they just started. I didn't get the proper stats and so on. And so actually, I mean, would you like to check the Belgian prices? Who wants to? I mean, just some work for nothing. I mean, we could compare it, but I don't have such good evaluations there. And actually, I don't even have a price comparison somewhere. No. Who wants Belgium and France and so on? No one, right? I mean, just to compare them, I don't know. I mean, I usually have the prices here, and we here is a 1x2 market as well at SBO. Belgium, okay. What would the computer tell us here? We don't need China anymore. We need the true prices instead. We don't need these Asian goal lines. Where are my true prices? Ah, they are behind there. They are hidden here. And you can't see this and you can't see that, right? No, I don't want to. Waregem against Basland. And now we check it in the true prices. Why would we do that? Kortrijk, did they play yesterday? I didn't check the result. I have to enter that. 2.03. You see, we instantly, no, we have no bet. Thanks a lot. 3.66 and we get 3.64. Very good. Mechelen. Oh, Mechelen. We can bet Mechelen because I got a true price of 188 and they pay 1.988. Oud-Heverlee. Okay, another bet here on. I mean, here I know at least where it comes from, right? Mechelen is an indication. I mean, we can write it down, but I'm not going to enter it. But we can still compare, right? If you do the paper betting, why not, right? That we can still do, right? Belgium. Then we got Oud-Heverlee. I know at least why it's indicated. I mean, Oud-Heverlee are no good. Okay, I accept that. But the thing is, Charleroi, they can't keep the pace. I'm pretty sure. We had that. I mean, of course, it's silly to write down this price now. We should rather
go with the Asian line, right? I mean, the Mechelen is more or less an Asian line with a minus 0.5, right? That's even 2.02. You see that? That's 2.02. So that's a lot better. And Oud-Heverlee would be plus 0.75. I don't need to check that because that's indicated for sure. And we would have, I mean, Charleroi. But the thing is, they won the first game right away from in Brugge, in Bruges. So that make markets think they are the same, more or less. They finished fourth, I think, last year. No better, but fourth. They are. We always have Bruges and Anderlecht usually, and then we have Gent and Genk, who are same level but should be third and fourth at least. And of course there are some more names, but Charleroi do not belong there. But if they Standard, I forgot Standard, they also belong up there. And so and Charleroi, and that's why the computer would say, okay, go with Oud-Heverlee. I can at least explain that, so you at least notice I know a little bit about these leagues, right? Oud-Heverlee. I mean, we have an indication. I mean, I wouldn't put this into the miscellaneous. Why would we? But get some excitement, get some fun. Why would we need that? I can check that right now. I can check it here in this file. Because we do see those lines here. Leuven. I don't have the new system because they are not providing proper stats here. Right? Plus 0.75, you see here we have 173 as a true price. Mechelen is still the same. Now we have the next game, Antwerp. Okay, that could be interesting actually, because I think, well, they are more or less at the same level. And of course we have no, well, here market says that Gent are much better. But Antwerpen are really established as a proper, where did they finish last 2 years? They finished well. I mean, no worse than who saw the table, or I can check it here. Maybe I can. No. That's not what I wanted. Where do you check the tables? Once again, I've made this error. I mean, who finished better last season? I'm sure Antwerpen did. Or I'm not sure. I could show you what I'm doing right now, but if you're not telling me the results, Impala Pro League. We just have 2 games played. But that was not the proper thing to do. But here we see the final table. So I was wrong. Are they playing Gent? Okay. That's 2 points in favor of Gent. Charleroi were even third. Well, I wasn't sure. Anderlecht came a bit closer in the end, but they were far away still. Terrible season like Rosenborg also. Genk also never performed really well. Mechelen even as after promotion cup winners, but they are famous. They had the final against Ajax, right, in '88, I would say. European Cup winners, Cup final, Ajax against Mechelen. And but Antwerpen had been very good. I mean, okay, if you conclude from this, Gent are still the better side. Okay, 2 points better. Okay, 8 goals. But anyway, it was close. I mean, one level, I would say. And check the table from the year before, because Antwerpen established already. Okay, here they were 6th and 5th. You see that? Once again, confirming the same level for 2 years now, more or less. I mean, that it's the same level. Okay, so we are happy with that. I mean, I would. Okay. Now you see, once I start, then I say, why not take them into my daughter. That's just silly. Okay, now I think I'm ready to take them into the miscellaneous, right? Veggie Harbour, do you like that? 2.04 I got here. And we get a true price of 1.80. I mean, why not Antwerpen? You see that? What we just checked? Veggie Harvard, are you still here? Where is my friend? Soccer Home. We have now Mechelen minus 0.5, 2.02 against Cercle as a miscellaneous. We have Oud Heverlee plus 0.75, I tell you. Although I know where it comes from, but Charleroi had been very good, but they won in Bruges, but they were no good. I mean, that was all Bruges. The stats set. That's where I did get some stats on. And I do not get the full stats. We have another one. 3 bets. Mechelen minus 0.5 against Cercle. 2.02 coming from 188. I just can't tick them. Oud Heverlee against Charleroi plus 0.75 at 2.02. And the third one, Antwerp. Draw no bet at 2.04. Coming from, well, I don't need that, right? Yeah, I take them. Because, well, once I start like that, I mean, how much can we waste? I mean, we can waste something, but as I showed you now, I understand this league a bit. I was comparing 2 tables. We saw that Antwerp were on the same level, although in both years they had been, in both tables, they had been behind, once by 2 points, once by 1 point. But still, it's telling me they are at the same level. And that's what I said before I looked at the tables. I said they established as a proper side. We still have the problem with the home advantage, but if we get 2.04 on a home side or on any side, and they are at the same level, then what? How much can we be wrong there, right? How wrong can we be? And Oud Heverlee, I was explaining already. Bruges lost their opening game. It happens. It happened to many of the top sides that they lose an opening game, but they were much better, Bruges, still, and they won the next one 4-0. But of course, Haute Heverlee, I don't know a lot about. I think they did win promotion, but usually in the early stages, I mean, of course we can check here. Or you're not seeing that, right? Anyway, and Antwerpen I was arguing about. I was explaining why and what and so on. And do we have one more? No, that's tomorrow. Okay. But we're not going to check the goal lines, I would propose. Because it's too early. Is it? I mean, let's stick to these 3 we have now. Okay, very good. I mean, at least we've done some more work. We found some miscellaneous bets. Okay, the Regionalliga. There I was proposing these system bet as well. 15 sites we had. With these 5, we had 20 actually. No, thank you very much. I mean, did you have better prices here close? No, they are usually the same. I don't know if you did get these prices. Did you find them? Because, well, I was giving mine now. And I'm gonna be off right now. What do you think about that? No, it's always the same thing. As soon as I decide to leave, you are coming by, you are dropping by. I mean, we get more people around here. But what more could I do? French, okay, the French league. Okay, we're gonna do France. I mean, first of all, we can at least here you see the mixed up kickoff times, right? But what we can do is or Sunday, this is tomorrow, right? So we go on with Belgium. We get on, because I'm not gonna do a stream tomorrow. Well, okay, we just get on with these. So standard, no, I don't want standard. Minus 0.25. Computer has the same line, right? Oh, you're not seeing this right now. Sorry, I just found them here. Okay. Minus 0.25, 2.0. Well, I don't want them. Okay, that's fine. Computer agrees. We don't have a bet. Okay, Club Brugge. Minus 1.5. 190. Well, okay, they are playing the leaders, right? And I read even the story about, hi, Soccer Home, yeah, you're a bit late, but I understand that. You're working late too. And okay, now the story about Beerschot. I read the story because I had so many Beerschot and so on in my database, or not in the database, but I knew, well, they changed the name and so on, and they went bankrupt, and they started anew, and they had to be a couple of leagues down, but now they promoted again and under a new name, which is always a bit funny, because those people that are, well, they went bankrupt, and they also had some quarrel discussion somewhere in the board and so on. Of course, those things happen. And also when then they changed their name, and they didn't agree, they didn't want this name, and they wanted, and so on. Well, all this I read about Beerschot, so you know how well I understand the Belgium league. And now they won the first 2 games, and Bruges lost the first one. But I think it's still kind of ideal, because Bruges, I mean, they know. We could even check the table and find out how many goals they needed to score to take over, right? I'm checking the table now. Or could you do the same? Maybe you could. If I would be able to bring this up. Okay, here we see the table, although you can't. I mean, they get 5-2 goals, right? And Bruges had 4-1. So any win would do. Any win would do. I didn't know that. But I said the results from Bruges already. They lost the first one 1-0. They won the second one 4-1. But I didn't know there's goal difference. Bare shot. Anyway, I mean, I guess they would. I'm not saying, it's not. I'm never gonna say it's gonna happen. But I think it's kind of. Computer likes it. And we know why market has these prices. Of course, Bearshot can very well say, okay, we're so confident, we're top of the table, and so on. But I think Bruges, and if I saw the stats from the last game when they won 4-0, or from both games, they are just the best side by far. So we take Bruges. We got another one, miscellaneous. Bruges, soccer home. Write them down. Okay, we're just getting on with that, right? Do you enjoy it? I do somehow. I mean, as long as we get these miscellaneous, we could, of course, at some point, but we are not really so keen on that. No, we're not going to do that for the leagues that we do not have the full stats. But here I saw, I get the stats, but without the crosses. But I could take the crosses off. Then it's still the question if it's, in my calculation, if it's good enough, so to say, right? But I'm thinking about it. We got 2 match days. It's not a big problem for me to do that work. The question is whether we get some decent return for that, in the sense of, does it pay? Very simple. What about St. Triden? Oh, they play on Monday. Okay, that's minus 1.25, 199, 2.0. 191, you see how good drop my computer is doing. I mean, Bruges it did indicate, we understand the reason. Standard it was happy with. Bruges, well, we know the reasons. We got 4 indications. We more or less know them all, the reasons, except for Mechelen maybe, where we now we just go with the computer more or less, right? And Anderlecht, we don't have anything, but I could still go to Monday. Where does it say 2? Oh yeah, because the lower league are playing as well. I understand now. Okay, the last one, we got Zentraden, you have to say. Minus, oh, that sounds funny. I mean, Ostende are no good. Okay. Minus 0.25. 188 from 164. But of course we can check the table still. And what happened so far? Ostende lost the first 2 games, and I rated them low, and it seems I'm pretty right. But St. Triden are not that strong, I think. They did finish quite well last year. I should have brought up this one. They won 1, they lost 1. But I think they are below average. Okay, 9-6-14. Okay, I mean that's somewhat where they belong. But look at, okay, that's a minus 17 here. That's a minus 29. Well, okay, we don't know so well about home advantage, right? But St. Triden, I think they just should be the better side. I mean, I'm gonna stick to that. Ostende were no good. You see that here, and I mean, did they? There was no relegation, I guess, because season wasn't over. So they just took 2 more teams in, right? But Ostende started right away, like the way they did. While St. Triden are okay. So we take Bruges, yeah, minus 1.5, 1.90. I mean, we have true price 178. And we know the reason, and we also know what Bruges are up to. If this is even a 199, very good. But we also take St. Troiden. Now we started, right? We wouldn't stop. Why would we? And just for the first match day, I mean, we can really do it in this case for comparison reasons. But here I would say, I mean, well, what would be the reason then to attack market right away? I mean, in Belgium, I can already tell some kind of a story, right? And I know what it's based upon. Why is France not up here? They don't dare? France. I mean, just killing some time, right? France, Ligue 1. If we start like that, we have to... Ligue 2. I also have Ligue 2 here, right? Dijon against Angers. Angers? How do you pronounce it? I'm not sure. Still not sure. Dijon, it says once again. So those are miscellaneous. They are confirmed. And here I may just write it down. 0 to 13. Lille. Yeah, there's a mix-up again from the kickoff times, right? Same in Germany. They changed already. Dortmund and Bayern, they said they want the opening game. They don't want that. What is this? Asian handicap? Minus? No. It was Lille. Okay. Lille, well, that's not a bet really, but I can still write it down. Minus 0.25, 2.01 coming from 198. What other games? It's 23rd, 22nd. Oh yeah, they changed these two. Okay. Sunday they are gonna play it, aren't they? Isn't it the Champions League final there? They're not playing tonight, are they? Monaco, minus 0.5. 182, 192. Okay, Monaco would be a theoretical bet. 192, 182. I mean, we're gonna check them, what happened, and then maybe also at some point. I think I even have done them in the new system, so I could also compare there. But we just make that develop, right? What's gonna happen? Lorient 188. That's no bet. Strasbourg. It's right in the middle. Then we have Lorient. Did I say that? Oh no. Nîmes against Brest. Oh, you're not seeing that. Sorry. Once again, I was making this mistake here. No idea what happened. No events available. Dijon, draw no bet, 213, 2.0. Lille, minus 0.25, 2.01 from 198. Is it? No, that's not the Monday. The Sunday games. Did I click the all button already, or did I not? No, I didn't. Monaco. Okay, Monaco minus 0.5, 192. Lorient 0, no bet. Nîmes minus 0.25. 2.09191. No, Brest, I'm not gonna write that down. And Nîmes, and now we got Nice against Lens. Do you see that, what I'm checking here? Nice is minus 0.5. That's quite a lot. Still, it's right. 2.091, no. Nîmes? Which was it Nice here? Nice minus 0.5, 2.04. No, that's also fine. That's perfect here. And that's it for Sunday. And now we got Monday, one more game. Who's playing there? St. Troiden are missing. St. Troiden minus 0.25, 188. Veggie Harvard or Soccer Home. That's Ligue 2. Well, yeah, we don't have any. Did we check them all? Well, Marseille are not playing, obviously. That's why we had just 9 games. Because they are not playing at all. Bordeaux did play already. Lille and one of these games went to Dijon, went to today, right? So I have to change the kickoff times. We have St. Troiden missing. What can I do now? Against Ostende at 1.88, coming from 1.64. At, I didn't find the at, or it's doing something else when I press on the at. Yeah, very good. 181. It's still good enough. But it's actually quite a decent sign, right? And in France, I've just written down the 3. They are not going into the miscellaneous and the goal lines. We wait for things to develop, right? We need a little bit. I mean, otherwise, yeah, there are maybe some indications, but they are not reliable. I'm gonna leave you now, and I'm yeah, not fully happy, to be honest, with the way that stream went, because I should maybe do a bit better, or it's for the future. It means, well, how are we gonna handle this, right? Because it's so many leagues now that are starting that could be a lot more interesting. Yeah, that's fine, Veggie Harvard. It's perfect, right? There's so many leagues about to start that we well, what are we gonna do about that? I need a better system. Yeah, 5 of them. Yeah. Mechelen. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching. I mean, I don't know really what more to do. We've done the things we wanted, and so maybe we should be happy right now with having some spare time. When are the finals tomorrow, right? I mean, you know, I don't care so much for kickoff times. Just watch. And actually, is the oh, it's started already, Shimizu. I don't want to check live results, but what else could we do here? I mean, kickoff time. Champions League. Yeah, that's tomorrow. And the other one, the Chinese games. I'm gonna check that. With the DAZN, if I can see this one or the other one. I'm pretty sure they are going to show Beijing Guan against Shanghai SIPG, but I don't know yet. Okay, thanks a lot now. I'm off. I'm leaving. Thanks for watching and for your kind attention. And bye-bye. No, well, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe for the Champions League final. I mean, it didn't. Well, it was okay. I think yesterday the stream in the nighttime for the Sevilla Inter. Okay, no bet and the Shimizu. Yeah, that's fine if you check that. I don't even want to check that, right? Pass. I see that now if I want to. Okay.